the beginning of our efforts in 2008 to help businesses successfully use social media, we've used Mayberry as a perfect metaphor for the new small-town economy. Welcome to Monetizing Mayberry. I'm Mark Bortz, the founder of Mayberry, and this is Matt Cost, our digital marketing director. Digital marketing is much like Mayberry. Instead of pushing out a brand message through broadcast media, businesses pull customers in by building relationships and inspiring brand advocates.
We've developed this series entitled Monetizing Mayberry to walk you through the steps to leveraging the digital marketing platforms and grow your business. Our ultimate goal is to see your organization profit from using social media.
These 10 chapters build upon each other to prepare you for realizing real results on the path to success with digital marketing. If you're joining us for the first time, we encourage you to start from Chapter 1. We hope you enjoy. In the previous 5 chapters, we've laid the groundwork for establishing your social media direction and strategy. We've chosen Mayberry, the idyllic setting for the Andy Griffith Show, as the perfect picture for the new small-town economy. In the Mayberry economy, instead of pushing out a brand message through broadcast media, businesses pull their customers in by building relationships with the community and inspiring those customers to spread the word. After looking deeper into Sheriff Andy Taylor's public service, we discovered his success came not from what he did on the job day to day, or even how he went about it, but from why he did what he did. Sheriff Taylor didn't look at the job as a means to financial gain or a higher public standing. He looked at his job as a way to better the lives of the people around him. This is what motivated him each day to keep Mayberry safe, and what gave him the trust and the goodwill of the community. Today we'll walk through Chapter 7 of Monetizing Mayberry, entitled Aunt Bee's Dinner Invitation. If you're familiar with the Andy Griffith Show, you know that Aunt Bee provides the relational glue that keeps the Taylor family and close friends together. Although Beatrice Taylor was the aunt of only Sheriff Andy Taylor, virtually everyone in the town called her Aunt Bee. And in this chapter, we'll look at how Aunt Bee became celebrated for her wholesome, home-cooked meals, and why everyone in the town loved to gather at her dinner table. The lessons learned from Aunt Bee's story will translate directly to your business's success in the new small-town economy.
The principle of the why can be found in most business success stories. We profiled a handful of those in the last chapter, including Apple, Red Bull, and Tom Shoes. These businesses exist not to make money, but to provide a benefit to the community. Apple set out to revolutionize the way we interact with technology and entertainment. Red Bull's mission is to give you wings and to take your life to new heights. And Tom Shoes wants to improve the quality of life for people around the world by giving a pair of shoes to those that have none. Every business has a purpose. Your business has a purpose, whether you've identified it or not. Your customers come to you for a product or service that will benefit their lives in some way. Discovering your business's purpose is as easy as identifying the benefit your customers gain from purchasing from you. You can either be a plumbing company that sells water heaters to make money, or you can be a local tradesman looking to make people's lives safer and more comfortable by providing water heaters. See the difference? Which one do you think your customers would prefer doing business with? Which one do you think your customers would trust more? Identifying the why, however, is just the first step in the process. Just because you may think of your product or service as a great benefit to the community doesn't mean your market sees it that way. You must now communicate the why.
So, how do you convince your target market that you're selling water heaters or greeting cards or smoothies or guitar lessons or new roofs for their benefit and not your own? Once you've accomplished that, you'll have customers, but you don't want to stop there. You want those customers to connect with you and to be loyal to you. Even better, you want those customers to share your message with their friends and their family and to bring you more customers. These people are what we at Mayberry call brand advocates. They not only buy from you, but they appreciate what you do so much that they rave about you to everyone they know. We all know how powerful an unsolicited customer testimonial can be, right? Brand advocates are the crown jewel of customers. Communities are built around brand advocates. Aunt B was building a community of sorts. She wanted to keep the Taylor family ties strong. She also wanted to keep the citizens of Mayberry close-knit and bonded together. The center of her community building was her home-cooked meals. Her cooking was her product, and she had many brand advocates: Sheriff Taylor, Opie, Barney, and just about everyone in town raved about her cooking. But this didn't happen by accident. Aunt B cultivated her community and developed brand advocates by communicating the why to those around her. Sure, her food was delicious, but instead of talking about the features of her fried chicken, she talked about the value of family and manners and hospitality. She shared whatever she could, whenever she could. New people in town were introduced to her home cooking when she contributed meals to the community and to church events, or when she took picnic baskets to the jail.
There are many ways to communicate your mission with potential and current customers. Some are explicit and some are implied by your actions. But there is really no better place to communicate why you do what you do than social media. It's difficult to create a connection with a potential customer and gain his or her trust and favor in a 30-second radio ad or a TV spot. It's even more difficult with a billboard or in-store signage. Besides the fact that most people will skip over your newspaper ads, fast forward through your commercials, and change the station on the radio, even if your audience does hear your message, they're filtering it through the lens of paid advertising. With traditional media, the audience knows businesses have paid to get their message in front of the viewer or listener, and they will receive the message with a certain level of skepticism. With social media, a business must talk with the audience, not to the audience. Consumers can respond to marketing messages publicly in real time. Consumers can also opt out of the conversation at any time. If they don't like or appreciate what you're saying, they can leave the conversation and never hear from you again. This poses its own set of challenges, but the payoff is huge. Trust and goodwill can be built much more easily in a conversation. There's a certain level of transparency that comes from making yourself available in the social networks. Other users can not only see what you've been saying over time, but they can see what others say about you and how you respond.
Social networks are a tremendous resource for building trust, growing your community, and developing brand advocates. As Aunt B shows us, the best way to develop brand advocates is to communicate why you do what you do. Let's look at the two most important lessons Aunt B can teach us about communicating the why. Number one, don't sell, tell. It's 2013. You would think this issue would be a thing of the past. But go visit 100 business pages in any particular social network, and you'll find 50 of them selling products instead of telling stories. No one knows better than Aunt Bee. The key to a great dinner party is good food and good stories. In the same way, the key to audience engagement and customer interaction is a good product and a good story. People tune out sales pitches, but they'll grab on to a good story. Tell the story of how you came to be in business. Tell the story of your products and your services. Tell stories that demonstrate how your product or your service helps accomplish your business's mission. Tell stories of how your customers have benefited from your product. Or better yet, have your customers tell those stories. Then tell those same stories in different ways, over and over again. Do video interviews with people from every level of your team, sharing who they are, where they came from, how they reconnected to the business. Create blog posts and tell compelling stories about product research and development. Paint pictures of consumers living without your product. Then, how life would be different with your product. Tell stories using statistics. Post pictures and describe what's happening in the caption. In contrast, using phrases like buy now or call now, or don't miss out, or save big, will most likely have the reverse effect of a good story. Your audience will quickly be turned off. They didn't connect with you in the social networks to have you talk at them. They connected to have you talk with them.
In 2009, Ford decided to promote its new release, the Ford Fiesta, by telling and not selling. Instead of using traditional advertising to spread the word about its new model, Ford gave away vehicles to 100 select bloggers and online influencers. These recipients were charged with the task of driving the vehicle and telling stories about their experiences. In addition to saving a fortune in ad cost, Ford fared pretty well. The campaign generated 4.3 million YouTube views in the first 6 months. And as a result, 500,000 individuals expressed interest in the vehicle before it ever even hit the market. Lesson number 2 from Aunt Bee. Give, and give some more. Aunt Bee rarely missed an opportunity to give away her home cooking. That's what made her so endearing. She looked for opportunities to give. The same principle applies in your social media marketing efforts. Give whatever you can, and then sell the rest. Giving your knowledge and insights on industry topics establishes you not only as a generous member of the community, but as a thought leader, an expert in your field. Giving time and energy to answer questions and provide feedback builds goodwill among prospects and loyalty among customers. Giving away free products or services can generate buzz in your market and can grab the attention of your audience quickly. This can also be used to reward frequent customers and brand advocates to make them feel valued.
We have a prime example of giving everything you can in your own backyard, right here in Middle Tennessee. Dave Ramsey is a financial author, a radio host, a TV personality, and a motivational speaker. Dave has written 4 New York Times bestsellers, and selling books is how he makes money. But every day, you can hear Dave on the radio broadcasting to over 500 radio stations worldwide and giving out free financial advice to anyone who calls his show with a question. Dave Ramsey is essentially giving away his product. You would think this would undermine his business, but on the contrary, Dave sold over 2.5 million copies of his first book alone, And that number continues to grow. By giving away so much, Dave Ramsey has convinced his audience that his mission is to help people succeed financially. It's more important to him than selling books. Dave has not only identified why he does business, but he's effectively communicated why he does business. And he has established credibility and trust with his community. By giving, and more giving, Dave has also added countless brand advocates who read his books, then convince their families and friends and community groups to do the same. Clearly identifying your business's mission is vital. But just knowing why you do what you do is not enough to build a community of brand advocates around your business. You must communicate your mission effectively to your market, and social media offers a perfect platform for you to do just that. Don't sell to your audience. Connect with your audience by telling compelling stories about who you are, what you do, and why you do it. Lastly, give as much as you can, and then look for ways to give even more. You'll endear yourself to the audience. You'll add fans. You'll build trust and establish yourself as the source for all things related to your industry.
Thank you for tuning in to Monetizing Mayberry. We hope you're not only learning what digital marketing is, but how it can benefit your business's bottom line.
Over the next several chapters of this series, we'll continue to unpack the principles of Mayberry. These principles will provide you both the education and the application necessary to understand and implement a successful digital communication strategy for your business. A strategy that will help you make money.
Both Matt and I will lead you through the matrix of understanding, designing, developing, managing, and implementing. We believe that with the right elements, you will succeed and you'll gain real benefit from your efforts. If you're an owner or a C-level executive, I certainly encourage you to make your way through the entire series. It's critical that you understand and you support those that you have empowered to be social on your behalf.
If you're a marketing administrator, you'll absolutely want to attend every step of the way and be taking notes. We'll be providing you foundational building blocks, strategic concepts, and practical applications in every session. Join us again for the next chapter of Monetizing Mayberry.